Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Once Upon a Read Along Renegades live show, the book of the month for November. My name is Chloe from Brunette Bibliophile, and today I am here with my new permanent co-host, Kat from For the Love of Books.
Hey.
So today we are discussing Renegades by Marissa Meyer, this beautiful book written by an amazing person. First of all, excuse my voice. I sound like a man, and I am sick and cannot breathe. And I don't know how to see the chat on here. I haven't learned that yet. But if you have any questions, are you able to see the chat?
I think you have to go and actually go watch your video on
I
YouTube.
can't.
That's
I mean,
not,
if you're able to do that, I can't because it's my own video.
I'll keep an eye on the chat.
Awesome. So, if you'd like to ask us questions, comments, anything of the sort while we are talking, you can leave it in the chat, or you can tweet us at Once Read Along. I will be watching the Twitter. So, you've done this before. You want to start with initial thoughts, Kat?
Okay, so I gave this book 5 stars. It was definitely different from her Lunar Chronicles series, and when I went into this book, I tried to separate myself from the Lunar Chronicles. I didn't want my idea of the Lunar Chronicles to kind of hinder my experience reading this book, because this is not a retelling like most of her books. This is completely different. It's all about superheroes and villains and superpowers, which I really, really enjoyed. I thought that the world was very well constructed. I really liked the world and how all the powers are so different from one another, but are also many common kind of powers that we see even in comics or TV shows or even movies nowadays, like telepathy or telekinesis, whatever. But I thought that some of the powers were very unique. I really liked the characters of this. I really related to Nova. And one thing that I really enjoyed about this book is that when you think about superheroes and villains, you kind of think of them as very black and white. But I definitely did not expect to go into this book and kind of almost cheer for the villains, because there were so many gray areas with this book, and they showed a different side to the heroes and how they approached the villains. And there were moments where I was like, I want the villains to kind of kick the renegades ass, because it was just like the way they act very superior. It just made me very angry. So I definitely did not expect going into this book to cheer for the villains almost in a way, but I enjoyed like the grayness that Marissa Meyer kind of painted her characters, that the villains themselves were not all bad and the heroes themselves were not completely good.
All right. So, I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. And I should probably point out by saying that I only finished this book like an hour ago. And I was very worried that because this was Marissa Meyer, I was like building it up in my head and I wasn't going to like it. But I loved it. And it, like you said, it is very, very different from the Lunar Chronicles. But she's kind of like stepping away from what she has written before into this new world, and it's very different from the voice that I have in her writing style in the Lunar Chronicles, but it's really, really good. And like, Marissa Meyer has done it again with an amazing book that I loved. And I know that wasn't very in detail, but it's what I got. Excuse me. So I guess we're kind of going to go into spoilers now. So if you have not read Renegades by Marissa Meyer, I highly suggest reading it and coming back to watch this show once it is up on my channel. But if you don't care about spoilers, or you have read Renegades, then please stick around. We already have 4 viewers, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, Desiree is on the chat right now. She's saying hi. And she said, I didn't read it, so I just wanted to say hi. Tell me when you start spoilers. So I told her we're about to start now.
Girl, you gotta read it.
It's so good, Desiree. Go read it.
Desiree, have you read the Lunar Chronicles? I don't even know. I gave you like half the books, so you should read it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
You're the one who convinced me to start on the Lunar Chronicles.
Yes. It's so like Marissa Meyer is queen.
She is queen.
So where should we start with this book? Maybe the very beginning, I guess.
What did you think of the trials? Like when she goes to try out for the Renegades?
I thought she was gonna like I didn't know she was gonna keep her like Nova was gonna keep her falling asleep power a secret. I thought she was like actually going to show it, but didn't. But then I understood why of how she didn't want them to know that she was Nightmare.
I love her power where she makes people fall asleep because
Yeah.
it makes sense with how her power came to be, like manifested
Yeah.
when her that guy came and killed her parents and it was about to kill
Hmm.
her and then she like touched him. It's sad and that's how her power came, but it's also cool and how she did it. I don't know. Yeah.
That the the prologue, like I remember when I was sitting there reading it, and I was just starting the book, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go in with an open mind, and I started reading the prologue, and I was like, I know this is gonna be good.
You started reading before me. You were like, "Go read the prologue. It's so good."
Yes. And then you finished before me anyway. But the like that prologue was just like, wow,
Yeah, it was
like
really good.
that so soon into the book. Excuse me.
Yeah, but
It was so
but
sad too.
I guess from the trial, I liked that she was like, "Yeah, my power is I can never go to sleep, but I can also do this. I'm a kick-ass at martial arts and kind of thing." And then she
Mhm.
actually goes and defeats a guy that's already on a team and who's supposed to be very, very strong and a great superhero kind of thing. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked, it's almost
Yeah.
like saying like later on in the book she tells that little girl that you don't have to have powers to be a superhero, and I feel like coming back to the trial and she showed that completely, like she didn't use her ability in order to
Mhm.
defeat the guy.
Yeah, and that part with the little girl, I just read that not too long ago because that's like way towards the end of the book.
Yeah, that's Rosian. But
Um, I was kind of like the I don't remember where in the book roughly that the trials happen. It's kind of like within the first like 300 pages I think that the trial happens, maybe 200 pages. But like I I remember just reading and like I had such like a long time left in the book. And I was like,
yeah,
what's gonna happen? Oh yeah, it's within the first 200 pages. That's the trials because I'm on it right now, I guess. And it like if you guys haven't read this book or you have, like you know that this is a dense book.
yeah,
It
I did not expect it to be over 500 pages.
it is so long. Like is Winter longer? I think Winter's
Oh
longer.
yeah, Winter is like 800 pages.
Yeah, but it's so long. And now seeing how long this one is, I'm just like, geez, how long is the next one gonna be?
And the fact that this is only a duology, I can't even
Hmm.
imagine.
Yeah, but
But
that ending, since it ended on a cliffhanger.
exactly. And it was
Oh.
such a good cliffhanger too. I was like surprised. I did not see that coming. I did not. I'm not gonna lie.
So when she was going into the, I guess it was the cathedral, and as soon as like we saw like the food, I was
Yeah,
thinking like,
I was like, what the heck is going on? And
yeah,
then
I was like, is something like living back there? And then I had my thought that it was Ace, and then when I had flipped the page, it was the very last page. I was like, don't look at the bottom, don't look at the bottom, just read. And I was like, oh my god.
I think I was a little suspicious when she went. Remember that scene where she went into the headquarters and she saw his helmet and it turned out to be fake. And then the Dread Warren comes and finds her, and they're looking at the painting of his dead body and the captain with like his head on a spike or something like that. Remember?
Hmm.
And then he said that they actually never found his body and that it was a lie that they told the public in order to appease the public that the anarchists are done. So I
Uh-huh.
read it, I was suspicious, but it honestly didn't click. It didn't click that he might be alive.
Yeah, because I kind of just figured that he had like because they say he had jumped into the fire. I kind of just figured he burned in the fire. That
Yeah.
was that was my thought there. Um, So, okay, we talked about Nova and Ace. Uh, Adrian, Sketch, or how do you say
I
the
love
sen? Do you say this? Is it the Sentinel?
Sentinel, yeah.
The
I love
Sentinel?
his power. I think it's so cool. The fact that he
Yeah,
can draw and then make it come into life, and then he actually took that a step further and he can draw, and then actually he can. It's so cool. I find his ability so cool.
I was like, when I was reading, anytime he was the Sentinel, I kept like waiting for him to be caught or something, but instead, like it's like it kind of gave me like a Superman idea. Like you see him 1 second, he disappears, the Sentinel shows up, and then he disappears, and then you have Adrian again. Like I'm surprised nobody caught on.
Right. Right, exactly. And I mean, he said it he made it pretty believable at the scene where they're fighting in the library and then he disappeared. I thought that was pretty suspicious. I was like, why aren't you guys, making the
Yeah,
connection? But then he gave a pretty convincing story about how he got caught in the fire and stuff like that.
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my god, the library scene. It was long and intense and so much stuff happened.
I felt for that librarian wanting to save the rare books. I felt for him. I was like, I would do the same
Oh,
thing. If
that's
I was a
so.
librarian, I would go for the rare books and just start saving them.
I ooh, I just got a good idea. Do you think in the next book the librarian's granddaughter is gonna like come back because she disappeared into
Yes,
the mirror?
definitely just because she disappeared. But I'm not entirely sure like on whose side she's gonna be.
I
Because
think
it was the detonator who killed her father, right?
her
It
grandfather.
was the detonator who killed him. So she's definitely got an agenda against the anarchists, but then her her father was always, on the anarchist side, so he was against the renegades in a way. So I don't know,
Yeah, I
but I
think
think she is gonna come.
she'll. I think she'll at least be a major character.
Yeah,
In the next
or
one.
or a major plot device. Yeah,
Yeah, and um, like as far as the detonator is concerned, I for one I can't believe that she like tricked Nova into like that whole messy situation. Like I didn't expect it, but at the same time, like looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, that's something that could happen.
uh, I also think like the phobia guy. I think he may play a
Mm-hmm.
bigger part than he did in this book. I feel like we didn't see much of him, but
Mm-mm.
I feel like that's for a reason. I don't know. That's just I don't know.
Did you read the it was right at the beginning like the character list before you started reading?
No, I didn't. I
Where
haven't
is it?
character list.
I kind of yeah cast the characters.
Oh,
I
yeah,
read it a little bit, but I read all of it, but it makes more sense now after reading it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking back. Yeah, and it says where's yeah phobia true name unknown.
I just yeah, I feel like he's gonna be a major character just because he's so mysterious. I don't see why Marissa Meyer would put him on only for him not to do nothing. So I feel like he's
Yeah,
got some kind of big thing coming in the next book.
I'm guessing like he when they left the tunnels, he stayed behind. Besides to be a last resort defense, but like he stayed behind to feed Ace in
Right,
his
yeah.
like hole.
Okay, so here's my question about Ace that I'm not sure if you know. So Ace, it looks like in the last scene, it looks like he has his power still, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Right, because he was floating.
No, you're right.
But here's the thing: Max took his power, but when Nova went into his quarantine to try to save him or whatever, she was afraid she was gonna lose her power because he absorbed so much of it. So
Yeah.
if he has his power, my question is, shouldn't Ace like be normal? I don't know.
That's what I thought too. But I, maybe he just wasn't
Unless
around. maybe he just wasn't around Max long enough to lose all of it at least.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that left me like a little bit confused, but yeah.
Well, maybe we'll find out in the next one.
Yeah.
Since we all thought that the power was lost from Max. And speaking of Max, like right towards the end of the book when they talk about Agent N, this like it's like a serum to get rid of powers.
I wonder what they're gonna do.
I
Because
don't know,
obviously Agent N.
It's definitely gonna play a major part in the next book. That's most likely for sure. Oh, I can't breathe.
Here's my thing. In what way are they going to intend to use Max? Are they going to use him to like strip people of their powers? Will it be by choice or will it be forced?
I don't think it's going to be by choice.
Huh?
I don't think it'll be by choice at all. But I don't know how it'll work.
I don't know. Who do you think, like, going into predictions, what do you think, like, who do you think is actually going to come out as, like, the loser in the end? Because obviously it's either going to be the Renegades or the Anarchists. I don't know.
That's the problem. I can't figure it out because I keep thinking that Nova is going to switch to the other side, but then at the end she like remembers like, I'm an anarchist, I'm Nightmare. So like now I don't know what's going to happen.
The thing is, here's my theory. That night when her parents got killed and her little sister, I thought it was very suspicious that the Renegades never came, and I think that Ace had something to do with it. Almost to like come out as a hero to Nova, maybe.
That's a good idea.
And I don't know. I think like because you said that she might switch, and I feel like if she does switch, that might be why.
Yeah.
Because I want pretty the one who comes and finds them,
Yeah. And like the one thing I noticed with this book is while you see like there's a little bit of like a romance going between Adrian and Nova, there's not really a love story / romance in this book. It's a lot of just action. But
yeah,
I think that'll definitely play a part in her deciding. I'm trying to see if there's any information on the next book. Besides that it comes out in November next year, but there's not an actual date.
I wonder what it's going to be called. Is it going to be Anarchist? It would be cool if it was Anarchist.
Ooh. I hope it is. Yeah, it's just untitled. I want to know what the cover is going to look like. Maybe it'll be red. Like this one's blue.
Right, yeah. And I heard on remember you sent me a picture of the Target edition? So you know how the inside is red, it's flipped. Ours is red, so the Anarchist, the outside is blue. The outside is red and the inside will be blue.
Ooh, yeah.
On the Target edition.
Yes.
I'm so mad about the Target edition.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the naked book of the Target edition of this book, like instead of being blue, it's red, and it has like this like pretty design on it. And
it's the design of.
Is it that? Yeah.
On the outside.
And I was at Target one day and I saw it, and I was like, huh, mine's not red. And I picked it up and I looked at it and I was like, oh, and I called Kat to show her.
I'm so mad. I want that edition.
Well, I
like to return this.
Yeah, I mean, I like pre-ordering the book, so I pre-order it from Amazon and I get it the same day, and it's cheaper. And like,
yeah, that's true, but still,
yeah. Target is so great. Is there anything in the chat?
No, it's just Desiree said that she's on Winter. She needs to read Winter. It's the best book in the series.
Yeah, good. Well, that's better than thinking that she didn't start it at all, because that's what I thought. Let's see. What else?
Did you have like any expectations going into this book? Were they met?
That it was really, really good. Yeah. I didn't want to go in like having such high hopes for this book just because it's Marissa Meyer and then being let down because I don't think all of Marissa Meyer's work is like absolutely amazing. Like there's a short story for the Lunar Chronicles that I don't like the little android. I don't like that by her. So I don't think that like everything she does is amazing, but the all her full length novels are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly I didn't expect to love this book as much as I did, and I
Yeah.
expected to love it, but I wasn't like I was blown away by this.
Yeah.
And it was and I was a little hesitant because it's not a retelling and she's
Yes.
known for retelling.
Do you think she's ever going to go back to retelling?
And I want her to write something like Heartless, like a
Oh
standalone
yeah.
retelling.
That's
Because
so
Heartless was really
good. So recently, the past couple of years, she's released 2 books a year in the past like 3 years, I think. So I'm curious, like, so next year in 2018, we have Wires and Nerve Volume 2, and then we have the second Renegades book. But what's next is what I want to know. Like,
she should have made this series longer. This would have been a great book.
yeah,
There's so much like that she can create from this. She should have made the
yeah,
series longer, not less like a 2-book series. Like
yeah. I'm gonna
I
check her
mean,
Goodreads
Cinder
again
was
or her website and see if there's anything after.
um,
Uh, Let me
I
see if
loved
there's.
an underrated character in this book that I really loved was Honey. I loved Honey.
Yes,
Her
she was
power
great.
cool, but her in general, I love that she actually acted like she's a queen because she is. She's
Yeah,
so she's dramatic, and I love her. She's so extra, and I just like she just I loved her too so much.
she's so.
And I feel bad for her because I think at one point she was like anarchist when she could be treated as a queen and she was a renegade, and I just love her. I don't know. I'm glad she's an
Yeah,
anarchist. I feel
I
her
wonder
good
why
when it's
she is.
a renegade.
All right, I'm on Miss Marissa Meyer's website and I'm going to the book part. Uh, yeah, it just says Renegades, Lunar Chronicles. Then there's standalone novels, which is Heartless, and then Because You Love to Hate Me in the anthologies. Like,
She needs to be like Cassandra Clare, who works on like 3 different series and has like
oh
three
my
books
god,
coming out in 1 year or something.
God. I'm trying to see if there's anything else like where there could be something about another book or something. Uh, I'll see. Is there
Did you,
anything more
at
understandable?
the end of this book, did you expect them to find out who Nova really was or who Sketch really is?
Um,
I expected
kind of.
to find out who really was, but and then for them to like end the book on them being mad at one another because they both lied to each other, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I expected Nova to be discovered. But I didn't think that the Sentinel would be discovered, even though he was. Like, not by much, but at least like the detonator discovered him. But
Yeah.
well, she's dead now, so she can't really tell anybody.
I'm kind of actually sad that she's dead, even though she's ruthless and she's ruthless. She was kind of like a best character, and I actually really liked her.
I, all those bombs though in the amusement park.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I'm dying.
Do you have any other predictions for the next book?
Hmm.
You think they're gonna end up
What?
Sketch and Nova, Adrian and
I
Nova?
don't
Do you think they'll
know.
end up together?
That's the thing. I can't figure out if they will be or not because Nova keeps switching sides and like she's either agreeing with them, she's an anarchist. I can't figure it out. Maybe.
I think in the next book something's gonna happen with his mom, Lady Andromeda.
Yeah.
Her name is Lady Abominable. I forget her name,
It,
but
I'm gonna look it
she
up.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. There's the character page.
I don't think it's on the character page.
Really? It should be.
It's somewhere. Like I know they said it like in like
Oh, that's
the
right.
last
Yeah,
like
it's not on here.
chapter or so.
Good.
It's like Lady Indomitable or something like that.
Yes, I think it's that. I think something's gonna be up with her because they keep mentioning her death too much.
Yeah.
And I think it has something to do with Max too, because she dies by falling and she flies. So I think maybe Max was used to take away her powers and she lost them, and then she fell and died. I think I don't know.
That's good. Oh, hold on, I almost found it. It's like one of these pages. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't find it. I thought I could, but I can't.
We'll probably find it later on, and it will be like, oh, that's what her name is.
Yeah. I like how in the back of the book there's a page for every single Lunar Chronicles book.
I saw that too in Heartless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find it either. But...
Yeah. I love this book. I can't wait for Y'all Fest next year, and then maybe if Marissa Meyer goes, we can meet her, and then I can get the rest of her books signed.
What other books do you need?
This one, Wires and Nerve, Fairest, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I think it's a great book. I think it was a nice, like, her kind of moving on, or not moving on, doing something different besides retellings, creating her own world, I think was really good, and kind of building upon that.
But I want her to go back to retellings too.
Yeah, I definitely want her to write retellings. I definitely want her to write another standalone retelling like she did with Heartless.
Yeah.
Because Heartless was so good.
Yeah, it was.
But you have anything else you want to add?
I'm surprised we've only been talking for a half hour. It feels like longer.
Yeah.
If there are any other questions, tweet us.
There's 4 of us, so I feel like time there takes a lot longer because there's 4 of us.
Oh, in Biblio Squad?
The Biblio Squad.
It's just us here. I don't know. Yeah, if you have anything else to add, throw it in because I got nothing now.
I don't think I do.
Excuse me. Anything on the chat?
No, just what Desiree said before.
Excuse me. Okay, well, you got nothing and I got nothing. I guess we could talk about next month then. Oh, I can see my own live show. Really?
I'm doing it on the phone. I'm watching it from the phone.
That's what I normally do, but I didn't know I could see my own.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's just you and Desiree?
Yeah, it's just me and Desiree on the chat.
Okay, so next month. We kind of went a little back and forth trying to figure out a different book because it did change, and we've decided to do a throwback book. Excuse me. And the December book of the month is going to be another long one, and that is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee, that I'm still iffy on. I'm excited, but like, it's historical, so I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, but it reads like a contemporary girl.
That's what I heard
so many good things about this book.
Yeah. So I'm excited, but
it's good
huh?
that you go with low expectations because if you end up loving this, it's gonna blow you away.
Yeah. How long is this book? Is what I want to know. Over 500. It's 501.
Yeah, it's a little bit over 500.
Yeah. Okay. So not nearly as long as 552, but still. And then live show date. Let me find my calendar. The live show is going to be on Sunday, January 14th. That's the second Sunday of January. At 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel again.
On
this channel, as will every other live show for the rest of forever. So yeah, I'm excited and like nervous at the same time for this book. Oh, I never took my sticky with my name out of it when she signed it at Y'all Fest.
Yeah.
And the flap was still on the page that she signed. So yeah, I'm excited. I like that the text is big in this one. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're gonna love it.
I think so too, probably. Everybody loves it. But I need to catch up on my 2017 releases since I am so far behind. Okay. Do you have anything else to add about next month?
No, I'm just excited for it. I've heard so many great things about that book, so that's why like I'm glad that we ended up choosing this book.
Yeah. You haven't started it, right? I know it was on your Tome Topple thing. No?
No.
All right. Okay, so I guess we'll do a wrap up of our final thoughts really quick and then that's it. Would you like to go first?
Sure. So overall, I love this book. And I actually, after I finished this book, I read some of the Goodreads review. And some people didn't like this book, or some people DNF'd this book. And I don't know why, because it was so good. And I feel like Marissa Meyer did such a good job with writing outside of what she normally does, which is retellings. And the superpowers were cool, the characters were cool, the world was cool. And I cannot wait for next year, November, for us to get the second book.
Right now I want at least a cover. Like at least give me at least the cover and the official release date.
I want
And
the
I'm
name.
good.
I want to know if the name is
That
going to be.
too. That too. Okay. So I give it 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing. Marissa Meyer has done a wonderful job again. And if you haven't read this book or any of Marissa Meyer's work, you definitely should because it's fantastic. And that's all I have.
Definitely.
So that is all. I guess that's all we have for this live show. Remember to join us on Sunday, January 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this channel for the Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue live show. And hopefully I won't finish it the day of the live show. I'll finish it early. Yeah, we will see you guys next time. Bye.